Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is SLJ. Like and subscribe. As I said, I just started the channel, so hopefully the it picks up. Um, this little episode is called the Town Bicycle. Now I pulled up a little clip so you guys see what I'm talking about. Let's roll that clip.
One Tennessee police department has gone viral for being some very naughty cops, darling. Apparently, a married female officer allegedly had sexual affairs with 6 male officers.
As you can see, she's a plain Jane. She's not particularly good looking, and she got used and abused because she was a hoe. Literally, she was a town bicycle, and she only got caught with 6 different officers. So God knows how many other officers or how many other people she's done this sexual activity with, and her husband just out of the picture. I mean, completely out of the picture. I mean, I don't understand how a woman could do that, but this is where the world we're living in right now. Let's roll that clip.
Including illicit on-duty liaisons, sending nudes, and even having a threesome with another co-worker and his wife. Woo!
Oh,
Now, as
beautiful.
to be expected, these wild sex escapades has left the officer without a job. And a few of her accomplices were either suspended.
See, the officers got fired. I mean, I understand it when they only had sex, and it's pretty common for a lot of sexual activities go on during work because you guys are with each other that long. But I guarantee you, a lot of these officers took her by the hand, took care of her, helped her, and pushed her in every avenue in that job. She was not a big girl. She couldn't handle herself any physically with, so she didn't have to deal with any of the physical confrontations. So these officers definitely did their job by protecting her. And she goes ahead and sleeps with the entire community. So that's why I call it the town bicycle.
or fired as well.
Ooh.
What do y'all think about
Apparently
this?
she's a part of the gang unit.
Yeah. Yo, I was gonna say she was taking that serve part a little seriously to protect and serve. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what happened to officers just eating donuts? They out there dying.
They eat more than donuts, okay?
They're still doing that.
Apparently a donut fell in somebody's lap.
I can't imagine walking in somewhere and you sleeping with 6 people that's in there.
Come on.
Right, and that's not the only 6 that blew up. So there's no excuse for her behavior. It happened to be a cop. The fact that it's a cop is irrelevant. In reality, the fact that she was a police officer has nothing to do with the story. There's no excuse. I respect an officer for doing the right thing. Now there are officers that sometimes do wrong, but for the most part, I mean, they ride for the blue. So I can understand and truly appreciate that. But it's a terrible idea to shit where you work. But it happens. So that the idea that someone broke the silence, I do not view as a real issue. The real issue I see was that it happened to be a man who was the one who spoke out to his wife because he felt bad. I've yet to see a story where a lady did this and told her husband that she regretted it, and the story break out like this, allowing even the vilest activities. This woman code is hella strong. So you guys gotta check these females for allowing the vilest activities that go against your moral, ethical, and religious viewpoints. So come on. By default, you're contributing if you're not checking your homegirls. The men who contribute to this act is pure disgusting as well. So they're not innocent, but I could understand the male viewpoint as opposed to the female viewpoint because a lot of these women are allowing their females to do this stuff. This is not just a situation of a legal issue. This is just an act of pure indiscretion. Now the men are being taken down as if they forced themselves upon the woman. They didn't force themselves. They clearly took care of her real nice, and she was more than happy to do whatever they wanted because let's face it, she was nasty. I really do not believe they should be losing their jobs. It was consensual. The issue I have is the husband of the town bicycle sticking by his wife, who clearly did not respect him or care about the bond of marriage. This degree of consciousness is vile. That in itself I find disgusting. It says a lot about the thought process in the West. It really does.
No,
That's
right?
simple.
I mean, it's easier to sleep that's closer to you. They say you eat where you
and that's what she's doing.
Have y'all ever had sexual relations with y'all coworkers?
Oh yeah.
It gives you a reason to come to work.
Y'all answered that very fast.
You've never, Brad? Never?
No.
You and JD ain't never done nothing.
Oh my God.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? You don't shit where you work. You just don't do that. This degree of consciousness is vile. That in itself is disgusting. It says a lot about the thought process we got over here. The West is, I mean, come on. I'm Catholic, and I understand the fact the husband was Catholic, but that doesn't give him no excuse for sticking by this woman. So he asked to stop this charade. If he had any self-respect, he should nullify the marriage and go straight to divorce. The woman will forever be tarnished, and should very well deserve that title of a slut with no morals, and should never be married again by with any man with self-respect. So if you go around picking up a woman like this, knowing damn well she's vile, knowing damn well she's going to be the town bicycle, she'll cheat on you too. She'll cheat on you too. He being a Catholic does not mean he should be okay with that and from allowed to a spouse. Marriage is through thick and thin. But the moment she steps out of the bond and defiles her body by sleeping with another man, that bond is broken. It's over. It's done. Especially the town bicycle. The Bible states clearly that your wife is a part of you. You are one flesh. If that part of your flesh causes you to sin, then you should cut off that part. It is better to go to heaven with one eye than to enter the gates of hell for eternity. That is not verbatim, but you get the idea. Marriage is and should always be a sacred bond. The fact that we live in a climate where that behavior is being allowed and rewarded in an arena amazes me. I don't get it. I really don't. Why get married at all if the terms of the government certificate, if that's the case? I don't get it. Under God, it is for life, not just a contract, but a little part of your flesh and blood. The husband must cut that bond off of you. He has to cut it off. The husband must cut that bond as if it was his own flesh. She clearly broke her vows. She clearly did not respect him. She clearly belongs to the lowest level of species. She's the town bicycle and belongs to a subsect of trash. Pure and simple. By marriage and should never marry again. That man needs to go through grieving process and move on with his life. His marriage is over in the eyes of God. God does not allow this kind of behavior by a female who breaks that bond. The second you defile that bond, you don't respect that man. So you're not blessed. If he chooses to remain in that situation side by her after that, then he is clearly doing it in a secular world that is quite clearly broken in every sense of the world. Why create a lifelong bond if you lose the respect to that level? That is not a religious viewpoint. That's just a basic rite of passage. This girl nasty. She gutter. Men are messing it up for men. If they know that their homie's doing this and allowing this foul behavior and not saying nothing to them, that's wrong. Women are double wrong because their boxes are being tarnished for life. They ain't going back after that. It's never going to be the same. Forget pair bonding. What about even a small degree of self-respect? Men need to step up their game. Foul behavior is foul behavior, period. You're not strong, man, if you know you're messing around with a married woman. Women are doubling down for acting upon that behavior, and women should be checking their female counterparts. Like I said, they're creating an environment that makes you look bad. So why you make yourself look bad by backing up females like this? Do you really want to be that kind of woman? Sorry. Have even a little class. Class dismissed. Now again, this is SLJ out there. Like and subscribe. Hopefully I'll bring you back a couple more. And if you see anything, shoot it to me. I'm glad I came across this one because I just thought it was interesting. Town bicycle. Gutter trash. All right, SLJ like. You guys have a good one, man. God bless you guys.